What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein? What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Epstein? What is blood doing with those numbers? Is he tongue sucker, or is he a sus women's, or an anti-furry making base dark memes? Wait, I think I know what he's typing now. Wait, 6, 7. I think this Diddy blood is Epstein. I think this Diddy blood is Einstein. I think we are gonna turn him into Copy Lane mechanism. What is this Diddy blood doing? What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein? What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Epstein? What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein? What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Epstein? Banana fun ding ding dong. Banana fun. Banana.
Yeah, what is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein? What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Epstein? What is blood doing with those numbers? Is he tongue so whore, or is he a sus women? Or an anti-furry making base dark memes? Wait, I think I know what he's typing now. Wait, 6, 7?
What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein? What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Epstein?
I think this Diddy blood is Epstein. I think this Diddy blood is Einstein. I think we are gonna turn him into Copy Lane mechanism. What is this Diddy blood doing?
What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein?
What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator?
Is blood Epstein?
What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein?
What is this Diddy blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Epstein?
What is this Diddy blood doing? Banana phone, ding ding dong. Banana phone, banana phone,
Banana.
他在风暴中，体力不要，声音坚定，以为有信念的人，心灵的一重生，其实代价。声音坚定，以为有信念的人，心灵的一重生，其实代价高昂。 也诉说真理，他为耶稣而活，无惧牺牲自己。我们是查理克，我们传承火焰，为福音而战，尊崇他的名。我们是查理克，他的勇气属于我们，携手不碎，让天国被世人看见。丈夫父亲，他的家人珍藏信件，一个简陋。
All right, I'm not playing a 4-minute song of We Are Charlie Kirk in Chinese. Dude, is Michael Afton in the Epstein files? Man, I should have taken Chinese lessons for my arts and humanities elective instead of Spanish SMH. Dude, I cannot believe the week that has occurred, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. What's up, Tanuki? What's up, everybody? It's been a minute. It's been a week, man. It's been a week. I don't actually... Shout out to the people who came over here from the main channel. We're going to do that a few more times. Try and pump those numbers up. Next video, by the way. Stream viewers get to know this first. I'm going to be doing, like... I kind of want to get in deep on, like... the old lore of, like, emo internet. So I'm going to be doing some emo internet stuff. I did Social Repose in the past. I've been hearing he's back in the news again. But I'm gonna cover some of the greats, infamous greats from back in the day. We'll get into that. I'll probably even do some streams about it, you know. Next video, sure, dude. See you in 2027. I'll make you eat those words, Cat. Just you wait. I'll make you eat those damn words, all right? But I don't even know where to begin. It's been a really crazy week. Okay, so two things. I don't know if it's because I've been living out of my car for so many days now, right? But I'm beginning to think that, like, I gotta start putting content on Spotify. Do people listen to content on Spotify? Dude, it's actually criminal, okay? Hassan is just putting like stream clips on Spotify. That is actually insane. I'm beginning to think Epstein was a criminal. I think he might have done some stuff. But yeah, I'm a news Andy. You guys know I'm a news Andy. Usually I just kind of save me talking about the news for like the first 12 to 30 minutes of stream. But I've decided today that I'm just going to do a news stream. I say news, I'm not taking this super seriously. Of course I'll be like comedic as we go through this, but let's not even say like low Kirk annually. It's been a little crazy this week, okay? Diesel is now a political Andy. Well, I was pontificating like a fucking Jeep Grand Cherokee Confucius, okay? And I was like, this fucking idiot, this asshole idiot, and his like, oh, Camilla would be just as bad as him type shit. Now we're like low Kirk annually dealing with this. It's kind of crazy, okay? What the furk? What the frick? What the fuck is low Kirkenually? Low Kirk tapey fade. Low Kirk abstenually. This week has been crazy. Dude, I gotta be honest. I didn't think that the Epstein files were coming out. And this is not, you're this close to EHD. Listen, I'm not saying anything that people with two brain cells would say, okay? It's not a heated take to say that Hassan doesn't really do that much. He really doesn't. It's actually kind of a shame that he has so much cloud capital. It's ridiculous. What the fuck is that thumbnail? It's the American Century of Humiliation. But, you know, I pay attention. You know, I'm a politically active individual. I try to stay on the up and up, and I try to keep my, you know, I try to keep myself empathetic to society. But boy, oh boy, if this isn't the biggest black pill to swallow literally ever. So yeah, the thumbnail is titled January 2026. Diesel, this is a great country and you should be proud to live in it. I'm proud to be living in America. Yeah, I think I owe a few schizophrenics an apology. I was not familiar with your game. You know, what is schizophrenia? I feel like there's like some seer. Diesel, what the fuck got you involved now? In what? The Epstein story? Five Nights at Freddy's, that's what pushed me over the edge. The fact that Epstein was in the Toy Chica ass and there was nowhere else to go but down from there, you know? Yeah, so if you're like very uninformed, I guess you didn't hear about this, and I hazard to call it tea. But for a lack of a better word, that is kind of what I would classify it as. But yeah, so like it turns out like the last like 20 years of American hegemony has actually been orchestrated and deliberately planned by a cabal of child-eating pedophiles, and also they have been orchestrating the downfall from day one, which is not great to see and really fucked up. And it was definitely a moment I was eating my slop. Little Chuddy was eating his slop bowl outside of Chipotle while he scrolled through X on his phone going, damn, that's bad. But yeah, so a lot of the files came, the roast games is real. All right, look, I'm not going to be saying that the roast games is real, okay? I have to see what Brian Mullins has to say about this. It's been a while since we've checked on him. Somebody check on Brian Mullins with a deep stick at him. Nah, he hasn't really said much about this, but you know, I'm sure he will at some point. Wow, he's got a lot of channels. I forgot how crazy that guy was. Yeah, he tried to warn us. Low Kirkenually, this is the slop today. Yeah, Brian Mullins has been suspiciously quiet, you know? But we're going to go over some of the more outrageous parts that people have kind of parsed through on the Epstein files. And we're just going to kind of have like a little cheeky laugh. By the way, non-0% chance that Epstein clued Bobby Kotick on like the proliferation of microtransactions. Actual thing. Crazy. uh, but yeah, so we'll read some of the emails. It'll be a cheeky little time, right? So of course we'll start off with Mr. X himself. Elandus Muscular. Okay. There we go. Boom. Got that to come up. So this is to Elon Musk from Jeffrey Epstein. So, understood. I will see you soon on St. Bartholomew, the island. The ratio on my island might make Talia uncomfortable. On Tuesday, December 25th, 2012, Elon Musk wrote, "Do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year. So once my kids head home after Christmas, I really want to hit up the party scene at St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated. But a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for." So I just would like us all to remember that Elon Musk claimed that the president was in the files. And this is the first sighting of Elon Musk conversing with renowned sex pest and pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. By 2012, everybody knew he was a fucking sex pest. Sex pest doesn't do a job. A pedophile. Everybody knew he was a pedophile in 2012. Okay? Oh, another one is that Jay-Z was also into Epstein files. And I do believe Kanye West makes allusions to this as well. Is this real? We gotta, I think KJ is asleep, so we gotta, just for due diligence, I DM'd KJ and I was like, yeah, put this together. So just in case he might have accidentally put something fake in here by accident. And I won't even say that I'll be able to to notice when the object is fake. So, you know, just FYI. Let's see. This one doesn't seem real. I don't believe this one. I don't like how the font is at the top of it. Okay. Did they patch the redacted bug? Yeah. I think they would have learned their lesson. Called FBI National Threat Operations to identify herself as a victim of sex abuse by Jeffrey Epstein and others. Blank provided the following information. In approximately 1994, Blank revealed herself as a past victim of sex abuse by Epstein. Described abuse occurred during parties blank and blank. Further identified Blank as a friend of Blank. In approximately 1996, resided with Blank in a blank. Dude, don't you just love these, dude? An unknown man abducted Blank from her home, when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, parentheses Jay-Z. While Weinstein had inserted his fingers into Blank and believed she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. Wow, it really is just that bad. Nightmare, nightmare. Oh. Oh, it's... Yeah, dude, Blank. Yeah, tons of world leaders are in this as well. This isn't even the first world leader. But Modi is the prime minister of India? Or is it the other word? Is it president? He's in charge of India, okay. Let's see. From Jeffrey Epstein. So this is the JE vacation email to Jabur Y. I am receiving a notification. Okay. I hope they catch the blank. Yeah, it reads like an SCP with the redactions. Guys, this is just like my favorite piece of media. By the way, I recently, I was trying to find something like True Detective. from the first season, and I decided to just watch the entire series. I might have bitched about this before. I'll bitch about it again. It is actually insane that Night Country even exists. The fact that it like tries to make allusions to season 1 is crazy because it doesn't follow through on any of those things. And I guess this is like a spoiler for like 15-year-old television now, but like not asleep, boss. Something came up. Sorry. Oh, that's okay. But yeah, in the first season of True Detective, Matthew McConaughey's character discovers like a global pedophile ring, basically. And it turns out that they're not just sex traffickers, but they also worship the King in Yellow. And the whole thing is about them trying to basically put the kibosh on that. So I wanted to try and find something like that. And the most recent season of True Detective makes all these allusions to it. But it's like fucking horrendous and like makes zero sense. Even in the context of the media, it makes no sense. They even title like they open with a passage from The King in Yellow. It has nothing to do with that at all. It makes zero sense. It was terrible. What a terrible. Honestly, the first time I've watched a piece of television that actively made me angry. Like I finished watching it and I sat in my bed and I like just sat there and I'm like, I'm fucking pressed. Like this is it. Like it was infuriating. If the people allow your country to recognize, oh boy, this stream's gonna jank you like no tomorrow, isn't it, huh? If the people would allow your country to recognize Israel, could be interesting to discuss. If not, maybe consider putting 1 billion into a fund to benefit the victims of terrorist attacks. By the way, Jeffrey Epstein writes like he has like severe dyslexia. Like it's actually crazy how apparently like intelligent this guy is, but he has like worse grammar than anybody. Like it's actually crazy. Um, let's see. Asking the other GCC members to match it. We are against terrorism. We always have been. But today, to illustrate, if we are setting up a victim fund to be administered by the US, UK, and United Nations, we call on other members countries to match our funding. Dude, he writes like fucking Spamton. This is like Spamton. Oh, I'm making a mockery of this. This is terrible, dude. This is terrible. Not with pledges, but with cash. Our first IFT will be to pay for the electric for Gaza. We will support an international committee to look into terrorism finance across all countries and produce. Listen, I know that this looks like just like little blurbs to you guys that are like watching or maybe even listening. This is genuinely awful. The spelling on this is terrible. We will support an international committee to find blah 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 produce conclusive report by end of year. C2. Something positive. I understand the delay. Response from Uncle. Good luck. And then this is the response. I agree with you totally on the below. It's good and encouraging to receive your views and opinions on the matter. Dude, this is actually... Yeah, it literally is written like that. It is literally written like Spamton wrote this. Like, I can't even read it. It's that bad. Like, there's no punctuation, no use of a comma. At least we know AI didn't write this, because holy shit, is the fucking grammar horrendous. Like, he uses O and E, but he uses an equal sign for each of those. Like, I know they say, like, Epstein typed on an iPad a lot, but, like, I don't even know how on a QWERTY-style keyboard you accidentally fat finger your way through a, like, an equal sign that much, you know? Like, it's actually genuinely, like, it's low Kirk-annually horrible, dude. How boomers type. I don't even know. So there's a bunch of New York Times writers that are also in Epstein files. In particular, though, we're going to talk about Barry Weiss. What does Scott Cawthon think about this? We'll get to the FNAF one, okay? That one is very funny. Yeah, he's got a Homestuck troll writing quirk, yes. So if you guys are like really not plugged in, Barry Weiss is now in control of CBS. She's kind of like a loyalist to the administration. Wait, the FNAF thing is real? Yes, it's real. Not only is the FNAF thing real, Jeffrey Epstein met with the creator of 4chan, and then after meeting with the creator of 4chan, Poll was created. So there's like a non-0% chance that the elites, if not conspired, nudged the internet towards creating like the reactionary right-wing internet. Like a large majority of it seems to have been manufactured by billionaires, basically. But Barry Weiss is and a lot of these things. All right, look, Barry Weiss is Jewish. She is like openly conservative or like centrist conservative, and her whole shtick is that she was gonna kind of both sides everything for 60 minutes. So if you guys like watched Gun to Your Head, did Epstein fund Gamergate?
Gun to your head. Did Epstein fund Gamergate?
I think the comedy answer is that I want to say yes. But what I think is more likely is that they kind of like put, they put feelers out there, like feeler messages. And then after putting those messages out there, you kind of like nudge it through social coercion, right? And then after you start nudging it starts to pick up steam on its own, right? Like you can't manufacture something with just cold hard cash. You have to like generate these ideas, and then after they move into the public, then you pay people to continually repeat those ideas. Because JF, who we will show the clip today, JF was paid by Jeffrey Epstein, so JF is probably not the only one. So if not deliberately pushed the ball down the hill, gave money to the people who pushed the ball down the hill. This means that Grums is controlled by the elite. No, what this means is that every single grifter and reactionary has actually just been a puppet of the conspiracy they claim exists. Yeah, Garepi JF, yes. Damn, that's really shiny on my chapstick. But anyway, yes. Yes, JF. Here, let me pull up the clip. Do you think they know they were puppets? JF definitely does. Who is Jeffrey Epstein? Dude, trying to look this up. I know this isn't a Nicholas Diorio video, but it's on his main channel. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go in. Oh, here we go. Let me find a clip. It's definitely in this video.
One subject that I tend to
Here we go. This is a crazy video, by the way, that Nick did.
think it is. Is it? Well, the security footage really does do a great job of making it look like that. And just when you think this story can't possibly go off the rails any more than it already has, here's a clip that I'd like to show you. It's a great clip, probably one of the most perfect clips I've ever seen. On the left side, you see Richard,
I win! They fucking lose!
Spencer, and on the right, JF, who's about to make an outrageous statement. Pay very close attention.
Did you watch my yesterday show, Richard?
I didn't, I'm sorry.
Okay, because I
happened?
announced that just for transparency, because I was talking about a news item about Jeff Epstein, and I announced that yes,
God.
Jeff Epstein has once contributed to the start of my YouTube channel with a $25,000 check, and that since then my YouTube channel has kind of taken a different direction, and people were scandalized. They were like, JF is an agent of a Jewish millionaire rapist.
Well, yes, you are.
And as I
He's
indicated,
that person. You were joking, I presume.
No, I'm not joking. This is real.
Yeah, you heard that right. JF, the man who tried to impregnate a 19-year-old girl with a disability, has ties to Jeffrey Epstein and has taken
Interesting. It's almost as if birds of a feather.
a sizable $25,000
Makes you do a think, doesn't it? I'm sorry. The fact that a lot of these guys don't realize that they were played for fools is just really outrageous. You know, but yes, JF does get a mention in there. Let's see. Oh, so I had mentioned it as a joke before. I mean, not a joke. I was like cracking wise because it was probably true. So if you are a resident stream watcher, you might have heard me make the joke about how Bill Gates just so happened to get a divorce right around the time that Jeffrey Epstein died because Jeffrey Epstein helped facilitate sex for Bill Gates while he was married to his prior wife. And the possibility is that the people that Bill Gates was hooking up with were probably Russian assets and spies that ended up getting blackmail off of Bill Gates. Anyway, there's an email correspondence between the two where Bill Gates asked Jeffrey Epstein for antibiotics because he got an STD from a Russian hooker. Okay. Dear Bill, I cannot believe you have chosen to disregard our friendship developed over the last 6 years. I am aware that accidents happen. It is how each of us have chosen to deal with this unfortunate event that has me dismayed beyond comprehension. You've decided to discharge me from my job. Had Larry, your PR person, tell me that I engaged in morally inappropriate behavior. Asked me to be a major actor in a cover-up, so that way you can maintain the reputation that if you work so hard to achieve. Asked me to recommit to a confidentiality agreement, and have categorically told me that we cannot have any direct ongoing business relationship. In total disregard for its impact on my perception and my reputation. I will have to diligently avoid the truth, tell people that Bill will not invest with me, and craft an answer that suits your needs. But you did agree to send you a letter of recommendation should a future employer ask for one. You have told me that Melinda insists on me not communicating with you unless Larry is copied or present. So, yeah, basically a lot of it is that like Melinda was down. Now, this is all like theory and like gossip, right? But essentially, Melinda knew about the shit that Bill Gates was doing for a long time and chose to look the other way. And then the second that the opportunity was given for her to jump from the ship, she did. We all owe Alex Jones an apology for this. Don't worry, he's kissing the ring right now. So, you know, let him eat his crow. He doesn't get an apology. Let's see. Similar to Christine Turner, another casualty, if the shoe was on the other foot, I would have said, Boris, this is not your fault. I confessed to Melinda and you didn't. It was a moment of weakness. Lucky for me, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so they're basically, he's just basically, you know, telling Bill Gates, I thought you were a friend to me. Yes. Did you know that Moot made 4chan when he was 15? Yeah, and then and then he met Jeffrey Epstein. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. Some of these are just like not funny. They're just like really fucked up. All right. So this is to Elon Musk from Jeffrey Epstein. Do you think I am retarded? Just kidding. There was no one over 25 and all very cute. The way the caption is on this, though, makes it sound like Elon Musk is asking Jeffrey if he's retarded. Again, fucking Elon Musk is looking to make plans with Jeffrey Epstein. And by this time in 2013, literally everybody knows that he is a pedophile, okay? Literally everyone knows. Yeah, he doesn't need to answer that question. They're taking you down. Yeah, the deep state is coming after me, dude. They're trying to take down my stream. There's a YouTuber called Parent4chan that was bashing female VTubers for being grossed out by an ovulation tracking site. That is like really insane that that is a site that exists, one. But two, how do they even find out that? Is that based on like tweets? That they like corroborate that? That has to be like open source intelligence. Tweets? Yeah. The thumbnail for this stream is fucking crazy. Are you? I mean, am I wrong? If this was like the fucking 1800s in France, the fucking entire populace would have risen up and fucking started chopping heads off, guys. Moot also made 4chan because he got banned from something awful. Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy. Low Tax isn't even alive to know that he is like the domino that started this, okay? Did Elon just forget he was in these files when he was insisting they be released? I'm thinking that Elon Musk was high when he made those tweets. All right. So here we go. We got the JF ones. Brittany Venti pulled them up. Blah, blah, blah. We must make the check payable to a 501c3. Therefore, we'll make out to Duke University. Should we still send to your attention and the address below? Blah, blah, blah. JF Garepi wrote, Dear Richard, who shall the check be made payable to? The check should be made payable to NeuroTV Inc. and sent to that address. Is the entity a 501c3? No, we've applied through, so we'll keep you up for the data possibility for the retroactive tax exemption that opens up as we obtained a stat. This was in 2013. JF knew he was a pedophile, all right? Do we need a specific grant agreement? No, we have not discussed the modalities with Mr. Epstein, and I'll be personally discussing this with him further at a later time. Thanks, JF Garepi. Oh, that's perfect. Thanks, JF. Ruby, this is not the opener. This is the stream today. This is it. This is all I'm doing today. Richard Kahn, I work for Mr. Epstein and would like to send you $25,000 today or tomorrow. Wow, that's really fucked. Thank you for your help. This is from JF, right? After the money is being sent to him. Thank you for the help. I will be spending the next 20 days making sure the Kickstarter campaign is successful. I hope we can find some time to discuss in December or whenever you're available. Mr. Race Science JF here. Wait, is there no Fnaf Degen? I'm confused. All right. Real talk, guys. The Fnaf Degen is Jeffrey Epstein, for the love of God. Yes, Jeffrey Epstein jerked off the Toy Chica and was posting about it on 4chan. Diesel, would you rather take a sponsorship from Jeffrey Epi or Ice? Why would I take it? I would rather fucking double it and give it to the next guy. Let's see. Jeffrey Epstein. Let's start at 25K. On Sunday, November 10th, 2013, JF Garepi wrote, Dear Mr. Epstein, your trust in our initiative means a lot to me and Diana. I'm attaching a brochure which describes the different types of partnerships that we offer. We are looking at a funding initiative using 2 methods and then... I knew about the Yuri stuff, yes. Yes, he was also posting about Yuri on 4chan. Oh, boy. Yeah, no, they can't format an email for shit. All right. So. So this is from Boris Nikolaik, who's like a Epstein employee, okay? Last night and this morning in San Francisco, also met some interesting people. There's this cool guy, parentheses, kid, that you should meet. Christopher Poole. He's only 23. Read his bio. The rest of the day in Seattle and MTE. Tomorrow morning for NYC. What is the plan? Woody? Have you tickets? Woody Allen, by the way. Woody Allen is also one of the local friends. Yes, famous celebrity Woody Allen. I mean, I guess he's kind of like besmirched by now, but just in case you're living under a rock, guys, Woody Allen's a sex pest. Ah, there you go. You just figured it out. Let's see. This is also, he's great. I had no clue who he was when we met. We talked almost nonstop for an hour. He'll be a friend, says Boris. FYI, he's one of the greatest hackers from Jeffrey Epstein. I liked Moot a lot. I drove him home. He's very bright. Dude. Oh, no. Moot is sitting in a car with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh. And let it be known, they talk about the fucking children thing all the time in the emails, but like the second somebody's like, we should manipulate this world government, Jeffrey Epstein's like, meet me in person. Which is crazy, okay? That means none of them were like, oh, the fucking kids thing is really normal, but the second we're gonna overthrow a Middle Eastern country, we better talk about it in person. Sure, I'll be there as well in 2 weeks or so. Just left Bill, as in Gates, assumedly Bill, running for a lunch with Rubenstein. How do you like Moot? He's very sensitive, so be gentle. From Jeffrey Epstein. Tell Chris Poole to feel free to bring anyone he thinks is clever. Dude, imagine being the +1 with Moot to meet Jeffrey Epstein. Chris Poole has confirmed he'll come see you at 3 p.m. on Sunday, January 29th. Let's see. To Jeffrey Epstein from Redacted. See below from Chris. Beginning forwarded message. From Chris Poole to Redacted. Hi, Redacted. Sorry for missing this. I've been off email for the past few weeks in an attempt to catch up with the rest of life. Hoping to see Boris at 10 and hope to see Jeffrey in New York. Hope you're well, Chris. Hi, Chris. Jeffrey wanted me to let you know that Boris is around as well this week in New York. Do you think this confirms that Moot is a Fed and 4chan was in fact an op? I don't think 4chan started as an op, but it clearly became an asset. Look, guys, you would have to be a fucking idiot not to... If you're a world government and you don't use the internet as a tool of 5th generation warfare or whatever the fuck they want to call it, you're like stupid, all right? Because the power for social manipulation on the internet is only increasing day by day. The more people come online, the more power the internet has, which means the more power countries have in manipulating the outcome of things by controlling the discourse on the internet, all right? It's a very powerful tool. You can start a movement, stop a movement, change discourse, choose discourse, do tons of things with enough power, okay? These are the kind of things that make the internet a powerful tool and why it could be so dangerous. Is Chris Poole related to Tim Poole? No, he is not. I only if you're free, KJ, 1, and then 2. Only when it is only when you can. Is Chris Poole related to Swimming Pool? Yes. So on 10/24, after meeting with Boris and having this, conversation with Jeffrey Epstein, poll, which is for those of you unfamiliar, there's 2 poll boards. There's poll and then lefty poll. And poll is where a lot of the internet, like right-wing stuff, began on 4chan, okay? There's a few other websites. There's like incel enclaves that exist as well. The incel thing, by the way, used to actually be a gender-neutral term. It used to refer to just to men and women before it became like a specifically man thing. So that there are also sites for that, but it coalesced at around the same time as poll. But yes, poll came into existence around the same time that Moot met with the Jeffrey Epstein people. It was not Tibet, it was a different country. They have the little triangle flags. What's the little triangle country? Little triangle flags. Yeah, I'm sure that's doing numbers for Ohio. Yeah, it was Ohio. Ohio had their elections on Discord. It was Nepal. Yeah, Nepal had their elections on Discord. But that's a really fucking scary one with poll. Which it would be like a knock-on effect for the discourse. Let me go back to let's see. MSNBC just confirmed it. Was the poll board where the map thing started? It might have been a different place. Poll was specifically for like right-wing politics, right? And I remember, so Gamergate started like back in 2014, right? And I remember I would have been in like high school when that happened. And I remember going on V and Poll, and both were discussing that. They were both discussing ethics and games journalism. for those of you that don't recall, so I've seen some discourse about this where some people are being like, come on, guys, Jeffrey Epstein didn't start Gamergate. Let's be ridiculous. Like, let's not be ridiculous. Right? Look, the only reason I know who JF is because of Gamergate. I only know about Richard Spencer because of Gamergate. I only became racist because of Gamergate. Right? I'm not saying the two are directly linked, but they definitely have some coalescing ideas, okay? Who is JF? JF Garepi is a self-described intellectual and high IQ individual who routinely matches and has intercourse with women of low IQ status. He has purported race science, neo-Nazi ideas, and maybe or not killed his wife, the eponymous Mama JF. All right, who has been missing now and is definitely not alive. This is the most contentious one. So this maybe or maybe not be true. Okay. But yes. But that is who JF is, right? But a lot of these things are around the same time, right? I know that I would not have become swept up in this if not for Gamergate. Gamergate was a humongous radicalizing point for a lot of like men at the time. To be clear though, games journalism is like a fucking insanely incestuous, completely compromised angle of journalism, but it's product journalism, which is why it's so bad, right? And I think if you're a games journalist, your job is never going to be highfalutin. You work a really lame beat. You're not important. I'm not surprised at a lot of them. Look, a lot of the most famous game journalists, you notice that they all become voice actors in video games or go on to work in video games. Jeff Keighley started as a games journalist, and look at him now. He is not a games journalist. Who's that blonde lady that was in Cyberpunk and a few other games? She's in Dispatch. She started as a games journalist. And then she ended up becoming a like YouTuber turned voice actor. Brian David Gilbert is another example of that. But yeah, if you don't remember how Gamergate started, there was a Laura Bailey. Thank you. Was it Laura Bailey? No, she's blonde. She's blonde. She was talking about fuck, what was her name? She's in Cyberpunk as like a side quest character if you take the Nomad option. Yeah, Epstein didn't start Gamergate, but he's absolutely in the circles I would actively blame. Yeah. Chris Fruto, dude, was the anti-CRT DEI guy who basically funded anti-think tanks and youth groups. Yeah, the Malevola VA. Yeah, she worked for Sony Santa Monica. Damn, what's her name, dude? None of us can remember her name. I like how none of us can remember her name. We all know what she was in. Let me look up the Malevola VA. I think Alana Pierce. Alana Pierce. God damn, that was bad, dude. Alana Pierce. The answer is Alana Pierce. Look, all this to say, I think, like, for me personally, I definitely put a lot of stock in games journalists as a teenager, and it was very stupid to do that. It's not poo-pooing on the job. Like, if that's your thing and you, like, do it and you find passion and joy in it, sure, don't let my negativity fucking dissuade you from being that person. But, you know, I think a lot of people back in the day especially younger folk, which I think Gamergate was a lot of younger people, felt it was a lot more important. It definitely does speak to a lack of ethics, but then also in the same respect, if I could go back in time and point my energy in a better direction, I would have. 100%. Yeah, that's why I kept thinking Laura Bailey, but Laura Bailey's from Critical Role. You know? Yeah, I came around eventually. But what does a games journalist do? Just play the game yourself. That's kind of where I've landed. I've decided that a lot of the times a games journalist's opinions don't really resonate with my own. So I'll just go play it on my own, you know? But there's definitely a lot that I can... It can be frustrating with that kind of stuff. Humongous waste of energy as a teenager. I gotta be honest. All right. So we'll get to the Freddy Fazbear stuff now. Speaking of games journalists, Jeffrey Epstein sent Five Nights at Freddy's porn via 4chan links, email shows. Earlier today, the Department of Justice released more than 3 million pages of files connected to convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Games journalists are y'all, are to y'all what gaming YouTubers were to me. Yeah. Yeah. How old are you? I'm 27. I was like, how old would I have been in 2014? I was in high school. I remember that I was in high school, you know? And I remember it being a really serious thing for me. But the thing is, right? Like, the way that you're 35, I'm 28. Holy unk. What if I fucking destroyed you? How about that? Unk forgot his age. Yeah, I'm 28. You look 35. Listen, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Mods, kill that guy. Time him out for 12 billion years. Time him out until he turns into dust. I'm joking. Don't time him out. That was just a joke. I'm getting one guide. I haven't shaved. No, Q, don't time him out. No, it was a joke. It was a joke. No. It was for 1 minute. Damn, they got him, dude. The deep state done got Bomberman, dude. They got Bomberman 3001, dude. Diesel Ice. God damn it. Yeah, fuck. What was I even saying? My train of thought was completely demolished. Yeah, so like the thing is with Gamergate, a lot of the guys who were coming out against this, like, which there definitely was an ethically dubious collection of games journalists who all cavorted with each other. And in all honesty, the things that Zoe Quinn was making were garbage. They were. Anybody can make a game on Twine. It's very easy. I did it like freshman year of college. It's very easy to make a game on Twine. Depression Quest was a Twine game, which is like a choose your own adventure book style thing. And that got immediately co-opted. And now that I think back on it, it almost seems like it was deliberately manufactured to be co-opted by the right. So around that time, if you don't remember, a guy by the name of Milo Yiannopoulos, who helped encourage Kanye West's bipolar anti-Semitic visions, right? At the time, Milo Yiannopoulos was a gay Christian journalist for the right-wing outlet Breitbart, and he had gotten a leak to this thing called Games Journos Pros, right? And Game Journal Pros was an email listing where all the fucking games journalists would be like, we're going to cover this. We're going to do this. So it was literally an email, like opt-in email of games journalists choosing what to cover together, which definitionally is a conspiracy, but it's also a conspiracy about something really cringe and stupid. So what they were doing is that the games journalist, and I know this seems like a conspiracy theory, and it technically is, but gay Christian journalist for the right wing. Yeah, I know. It actually happened. Yeah. So they were all in the emails talking about what they were going to cover together. It was a newsroom. The thing is that it was like a hierarchy, right? So it was like the guy who had the most seniority basically decided what happened. And the response to that was after the stuff with Zoe Quinn came out, which was a problem because she was sleeping with the people covering her game. That is a humongous conflict of interest. Don't do that, obviously. But they had basically said, all right, we are going to write articles about the term gamer being dead. We hadn't invented the word chud at the time, but they were like, these little chutties want to be in video games, but the average gamer is actually a 35-year-old woman who plays Candy Crush. Checkmate, right-wingers. And that like sent everybody fucking flying off the handle. It was immediately co-opted by other people. Fucking people ended up like running with it. We're talking like Ben Shapiro, first generation grifters. Grum shows up on the scene. This is like the birth of all of these people. The Quartering shows up on the scene. Fucking Tim Pool shows up on the scene. Now it's immediately co-opted, and then the culture war begins. Okay, that's how the fucking culture war started. That's where it started, right? Like there's no other way to put it. It is the inflection point for all of that. It's around that time that all the anti-SJW channels pop off. It's around that time that it becomes like really cool to be like super fucking racist. Yeah, Peter Thiel is also gay. But yeah, it all happened around Gamergate. It was like the inflection point where a lot of these political ideas coalesced with people feeling like outside of it, right? That's how it started. That's so stupid. Listen, again, so imagine I'm covering like an essay story, guys, right? Imagine I'm covering an essay story, and then while the story is going on, I'm sleeping with the primary victim of said story. Okay? That's what we're talking about, okay? That's bad. You should not be doing that, okay? But it was a humongous cultural touchstone point. Like, everybody was on it. Yeah, it was also around that time that Anita Sarkeesian hopped onto the scene. Yep. Sargon of Akkad. Yes. yeah, exactly, Cameron. Which, by the way, Anita Sarkeesian was just grifting from the other side of the aisle. And we didn't really, honestly, people in their own camps were recognizing the grifters amongst them. Anita Sarkeesian was a humongous grifter. And she came in, made a lot of money, and walked out. She got to speak before the UN. And she didn't really accomplish any of the goals she set out to do. I hate that the shadow of Gamergate continues to loom large. While all of these grifters exist, it will continue. Okay? I'm still fucked over Quinn. I legit believed her. Another thing with the Zoe Quinn, one of the... All right, I'm going to actually poison pill you on Zoe Quinn even more. And this one actually really fucking frustrates me. She accused the man of rape. And it turned out that the accusation that she made was completely false. it destroyed that guy's life and he ended up killing himself. Humongous. The fact that she doesn't, like, she never went to prison for that is insane. Because you shouldn't be able to falsely accuse someone, that person take their own life, and then you walk away from it. It's actually crazy. I think it was a Night at the Woods developer who ended up taking their own life. Humongous shame. Humongous shame. But what's Zoe Quinn do now? Nothing. She got to walk away from it just fine. In fact, she probably made a humongous payday from all of that. Okay. Yeah, yeah. It's a shame. Wind stream, wind shatters, wind glazing. Yeah, it was him. Yeah, Alex Wallakwawa. I remember people being mad at the one man spreading video. Now that we're so removed from a lot of it was all like people getting worked up over nothing. On one hand, it's like somebody taking up that much space on public transit. 100% agree. Super fucking annoying. I try not to take up too much space on transit. Also, my balls ain't sticking to my legs that much. And I doubt most men are having that problem. First of all, fellas, get you some moisture wicking underwear. It's not that hard. Throw out the ratty old Fruit of the Looms. And then also in the same respects, like the whole reactionary stuff worked both ways on the internet. 100% both fed off of each other. Remember the humongous lady? Yeah, tons of lukewarm takes. Tons of lukewarm takes. But a lot of the folks that were like the right wingers on that were all apparently. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more aside from JF that got money. That's what I'm thinking. Probably more than just JF. Or even, I mean, hell, you don't even need to say, "Hi, I'm Jeffrey Epstein, and I'm here to give you $25,000. There are tons of ways, right? Certainly was a time to be a teenager. Super great time to radicalize people. I'm not surprised that so much of Gen Z has all these, like, fucked up ideas. All right? The political division growing up as a Gen Zer, I mean, I'm an elder Gen Z. I'm, like, on the older side. But, like, it was really bad. I can't imagine how bad it would have been if you're, like, mildly younger. All right. So now is time for the Jeffrey, the fucking blue sky. Are you kidding me? You're really doing me in today, huh? We just had to go we gotta go with the blue sky, guys. Hold on. I'm 23. It was rough. It's honestly crazy how, like, I can't speak for everybody. Maybe you, like, didn't fall. Like, that was me. That was me. Right? Like, I was that kid that was radicalized. I say kid. I was, like, 18 by the time I finally became active, and that was 2016. You know? So I became very active that year. What is that thumbnail? People are going to keep coming and saying that. All right. From Jeffrey Epstein to blank. Jeffrey Epstein sends a link from 4chan. Okay. And then it's a link to, and this is a real 4chan link, by the way. And it's Jeffrey Epstein posting as an anon. All right. Post Fnaf. Also, Fuda Monster SFM thread, followed by the posting of Fuda and assumedly monster porn. I just, again, I say this on many a stream, but my first memory was 9/11. Like, my first memory. Yeah, yeah. Here's another fucked up one. This one's not good. All right. Here's Epstein after being told he has permission to kill an unidentified man. Whoops. Epstein after being told Mary Kennedy was found dead in her backyard. The autopsy showed that Mary Kennedy, then going through a messy divorce with her estranged husband, RFK Jr., had her fingers between her neck and the noose as if she was having second thoughts. A former NYC medical examiner said, I have investigated many, many suicides by hanging, and I've never seen that. I can't believe your first memory is 9/11. I mean, I was a kid too, but I have memories before that. I remember being 3 years old and coming home after preschool let out early, and which is why I say it's my first day of preschool. It is I genuinely don't remember anything before that. I remember going home and we had a big box TV in my living room, and my parents were at work, so I was with my grandmother at the time, and she was sitting on the couch behind me, and I was sitting on the floor on like one of those little, street rugs, and I'm looking up at the TV and I watched the footage fly in multiple times because they're just constantly playing it. And I was just watching the news. Yeah. So that's it. I don't remember. I remember being in preschool and they had us do like the thing that they did for like nuclear drills. They weren't doing nuclear drills at the time, but remember my teachers would have been that age demo. And so we were sitting in the hallway with no windows hallway on the floor against the wall. Yeah. I went to school at a military base and watched the second plane hit and the base shut down and we got sent home early. God. Let's see. No to lie to you and get away with it from me. No one. Whoops is correct. Whoops. I give you permission to kill him. He's apparently with Olga. He lied to you and he lied to me. Mary Kennedy found dead in her backyard. Sent from a BlackBerry. Yeah, man. It's almost there's a lot of people in our presidential cabinet right now that are doing that. That may be in the that are in the files. Not even maybe. Oh, here's another thing. This also gives me a really good excuse to talk about some other stuff that I've been paying attention because I'd be a guy, you know. Larry Ellison, a major investor in TikTok, is named in a recent released Epstein file. So did Larry Ellison get his island because he was jealous of you? So the Ellison family is famously extremely wealthy. They own Oracle and like a bunch of other shit. But they're humongously wealthy. And basically Larry Ellison takes control of TikTok. And then as TikTok comes under the control of the United States government, a bunch of things get sandbagged by their algorithm, which is very interesting and very strange. Makes me do a questioning face emoji. I have a very clear memory from 9/11, but I didn't connect in my memory it was 9/11. Dad showed a colleague how to sew skin lacerations at her dinner table using a piece of raw chicken. Jesus Christ. Yeah, to keep it short, a lot of the stuff that happened with TikTok as it transferred over to the American owned company that ByteDance only owns a 20% share in seems to be very suspicious. A lot of things that are negatively impact the administration have been sandbagged. Now, TikTok says that the reason that happened is because of outages and the storm that happened here in America recently. But I'm like really skeptical of that, especially at the time. The Ellison family had the buyout of TikTok sped through the administration. And they also got the opportunity to buy TikTok because of their connection to the president. So there's that. Yeah, outages. We all know that's bullshit. Yes. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, I don't believe it either, guys. I don't believe it either. Microsoft banned Jeffrey Epstein from Xbox Live in 2013 for harassment, threats, and abuse to other players. Imagine you're playing Call of Duty and the guy saying, I could have your family killed. Not only could I actually have your family killed, but probably did kill people. From Xbox Live support to Jeffrey Epstein at gmail.com. Conduct that caused this suspension may include, but is not limited to, threats of death, harm, property damage, or other acts of violence or vandalism, verbal abuse or profanity, griefing, extortion or manipulation, libel, defamation, or slander. The concept of a child playing, because I would have been this child, the concept of me playing Call of Duty in 2013 and I'm yelling at the other guy and it's fucking Jeffrey Epstein is so fucking horrifying. Yes. Yes. Don't even. Ghislaine Maxwell was holding down Reddit. Jeffrey Epstein was holding down 4chan. Xbox Live held him more accountable than the government. Yes. The man formerly known as Prince Andrew has some pretty fucked up photos in here too. I think this is a poem. Yes, Reddit is like loaded with people that control the conversation using high karma accounts. Many of those do happen to be Wow, it's very hard to read this. Open image in. All right. So this is wow, this one better not fucking be real because this one is evil. This is a poem by late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. It's called Stillborn. This is not safe for life, apparently. Jesus fucking Christ. These poems do not live. It is a sad diagnosis. They grew their toes and fingers well enough. Their little foreheads bulged with concentration. If they missed out on walking like people, it wasn't for a lack of mother love. Wow, this is fucking evil. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, I'm not even gonna continue reading it. He writes little poems. How could you hate him? The most annoying part of this is how, like, can I just say how vindicated Hideo Kojima must be? Because Metal Gear Solid 2 has aged almost beautifully. The only problem is that he portrays the deep state as like a bunch of cool dudes, but these are like the worst version of a fucking horny uncle you can imagine. Numerous Bill Clinton photos. Let me make sure there's nothing fucked up. All right, it's just Bill Clinton. Yes, yes, yes. You notice how a lot of these guys keep trying to like reframe it as like, oh, look at Bill Clinton in here. Look at that. The liberals poster boy. Okay, first of all, Unk. All right. We should lock him up too, okay? But, hold on, let me look at the rest of these before I show any of them. Oh my god, that's an actual bad one for Bill Clinton. Dude, okay, this one actually has fake shit in it. This one has fake shit in it. Because I know that that's a fake image. Or that image is maliciously placed in here. Yeah, that one's got some fucking fakos in it. Yeah, liberal poster boy, but all the leftists hate him. I know, fucking get rid of Bill Clinton, man. Fucking put him in the fucking... Put him on the Battle Royale island. I'm fine with leaving him there. Fuck Bill Clinton, but not in a way that he would enjoy. Because we know he's freaky like that. This... this is a fake account. I know this is a fake account because this account shit post all the time. If it comes from HFR Podcasts on Twitter.com, it's fake. It's one of those fucking fake accounts that post tons of fake beef on it all the time. They post a fake one earlier, just FYI. I also don't know about Poop Crave. I don't know if I agree with Poop Crave being in there. I'm not like somebody coming to bat for Beyonce. All right, but it is the Poop Crave again. Check DMs. Okay. Yeah, Beyonce. Okay, maybe Beyonce was. Okay. Hi, all. My boss has already made the official announcement that when high maintenance is looked up in the Webster's dictionary, that's a picture of me. My boss thinks I'm so bossy that it's actually him working for me, not the other way around. Spending time with these 17-year-olds who are all potential blacked out, redacted students has been so inspiring. I love my job, and now I know what we are looking for. Blacked out is 100% by the chic. Which, by the way, this is like another thing. What is it with all these like fucking billionaires like auctioning off their daughters for like sex? Like, I know that happened in the Middle Ages, but it's kind of crazy that times have not changed. The NYU president has also on numerous occasions called the funding of blank the sheik's concubine money. Jesus fucking Christ. Needless to say, our communication manager has his hands full. The kids who came for blank we're all stalking them on Facebook to see what they thought of blank. Blank from New York bought their own camera crew and medical staff when they came to Abu Dhabi. When New Yorkers go on field trips, they don't mess around. I introduced myself to the president of blank as the CEO's little office troll. He loved it and gave me a big hug. I thought I would leave him surprised, but he left me surprised. A colleague told me I look like Barbie. It was the biggest compliment I've received in a long time. Since we're freaking blank and funded the sheik's concubine money, we got tickets for the whole office to see Beyonce. She's performing the first night of a Formula One race, a 4-day event. Beyonce was great. It was a 4-hour ordeal to get out to Yas Island where Formula One is held. Hope you're all well. Signed, blank. That was her mention. Yeah, that was a lame mention. That's it. That's the problem with this stuff too, right? Is that like if you're here's a by the way, this deliberately ruins our ability to like actually get meaningful change done is all of this like all of these conversations about this person was mentioned or this person was there, the more people that is discussed, the less like reasonable any action sounds, right? Because if every celebrity met Jeffrey Epstein, then the all like the answer of if you collaborated with Jeffrey Epstein, you should be hung, right? Gets a lot harder the second you start throwing Beyonce and Taylor Swift and Eminem and fucking every single other celebrity in there. I know Midas Touch is good. Let's see. This is from an FBI email with the subject re Epstein cellmate interview. Here are the summaries provided by the FBI. Yeah, shotgunning out 5 million documents was an attempt to downplay the severity of it to make it seem meaningless by volume. Yes, yes. I think we're not gonna really know what's super damning about this information until a few days from now, right? Not only did they release it on a Saturday, but they released it like exactly when none of the journalists would be in office. So we're gonna have to wait until Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, basically this whole next week in order to really fully understand the totality of it. These are the summaries provided by the FBI agent. Trump, redacted, stated Epstein introduced her to Trump, who subsequently forced her head down to his exposed penis, which is subsequently bit in response. Trump punched her in the head and kicked her out. Redacted remembers Epstein introduced her to Trump, saying, "This is a good one, huh?" And Trump responded, "Yes." Howard Lutnick, Simon Andreses reported that Lutnick made his money through Ponzi schemes and money laundering. Lutnick and Epstein were neighbors, and Epstein sold Lutnick his home for $10, which was then sold for millions. Trying to get through so much of this thing will take time. Yeah, that's the thing. It'll take a lot of time. And if something else happens this week, brother, we're going to be fucking dealing with this for a while, all right? Like, the rate of information that comes out these days is insane. It's like, dude, Alex Preddy getting killed by ICE happened not that long ago. There's been rumors that we might, like, bomb Iran again. Like, it's getting crazy, all right? Guys, we kidnapped Nicolas Maduro from Venezuela this month. This month. He was killed literally a week ago, if you need a reminder. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I heard. It was a Minnesotan. Tried to break him out of custody, yeah. God. Yeah, 3 people this month. I think Keith Porter, Renee Good, Alex Preddy. 3 people. Dude, time doesn't even fucking flow anymore. It's crazy. William Barr, redacted, stated that Epstein, for a modal event, ran into Barr, who stated that he wanted to see her next time he came. At another point, Epstein asked if she ever met Barr. Entok, redacted, claims she was a victim of Epstein and that Barr was present during some of the abuse. I'm not seeing anybody. Dude, Dude, a fucking drama YouTuber tries to go over the 3 million page Google docu that is the Epstein files. God. What the fuck? I don't. There's no way. I can't even. This is such an outrageous tweet. I don't even know how true this is. What? Holy shit. Okay. Interview of purported Epstein victim. Thanks, blank. I didn't realize Bush raped him too. Okay. I'd like to add a few other points disclosed by the purported victim. While on this yacht, he witnessed African-American males having sex with white blonde females, all of whom were bleeding during the intercourse. Jesus Christ. First, what the? There's so many layers to unpack there, but all right. He was the victim of a type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut with a scimitar but left no scarring. This can't be real. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I know I'm pogging at what might possibly be some of the most evil shit imaginable. But like I don't even know what I'm supposed to like. This is like actually something your schizophrenic uncle would say, right? Like this is actually pretty crazy. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces. He was also raped by George Bush Sr. That's assumedly who George Bush 1 is, right? The first Bush. Yeah, there was a lady who was killed. There was a woman who was screaming about this. Yes. Victim disclosed he was escorted to the FBI building by Michael Moore, who is the creator of True Pundit, described by multiple online sources as a conspiracy-driven news website that attempts to paint the FBI in a bad light. Moore has a criminal record as a result of an FBI investigation, copyright infringement. Yeah, that was actually the Sheik in question. I'll pull that one up after this. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if someone was like, "Yeah, demons are real, actually." And dismembering babies is what makes it happen. Yes, the documentary guy, Michael Moore. On Tuesday, August 27th, 2019, myself and S.A. Blank conducted an interview of the purported victim of Jeffrey Epstein, as per referral by former FBI S.A. Blank and journalist Michael Moore, not the filmmaker. Okay, different guy. Not the same Michael Moore. Unfortunately, similar naming convention. At 1200 hours, a male identified as one blank blank arrived at the C20 office. Stated he was unemployed and resided with his mother and her unemployed, morbidly obese boyfriend. Leave it to the FBI. And Blank stated he ingested hallucinogenic mushrooms, as well as other illicit substances in the past and currently smokes marijuana. Blank reports being raped, parentheses, sodomized by his great uncle since the age of 5 years old until 22. Blank described meeting Epstein at a yacht club in blank. Of his relatives were members, first at age 5 and later at age 8. Blank states that he was raped by Epstein in 2000 on a large yacht 9 out of blank, as well as by former U.S. President William J. Clinton. Blank states that also current President Trump, along with his female wife Melania, were present during said yacht trip. You know, I do be thinking about the movie Melania. That also came out this week, guys. Fucking international success story, Melania. Trump not married to his current spouse, Melania, until 05. You leave Melania out of this. She doesn't do anything. Guys, I'm beginning to think she might be culpable. She probably knows. Why did it say female wife? Blake stated all above incidents were recovered per repressed memories until he began therapy sometime in 2016 approximately. Offered no supporting or corroborating evidence. The Melania Falcon. I can't speak, dude. Any mention of Bubba? Yeah, William J. Clinton. William J. Clinton is mentioned. I think I gotta watch Melania. I'm very curious to see what's in that movie. Here we go. Blank saw Epstein and Donald Trump together a lot, including at the movies. Trump was always trying to impress Epstein. There was an incident after 9/11 where Epstein, Trump, Ghislaine, Joe, and Blank were going to Palm Beach, Florida for the weekend. Blank was waiting on the plane for others, reading magazines, overhearing Epstein and Trump's conversation. Overheard Trump talking about how he just came from visiting a country, possibly Israel, where they have sheiks, claiming a sheik gave his virgin daughter to him. Epstein responded, "Oh, I love when that happens. They're so different, the young ones." Epstein and Trump discussed how younger women have finer hair. When arriving at Epstein's house, he went to hug Blank, and she left before Joe was able to arrive because she was disturbed from the conversation she overheard. Blank grabbed her bags to leave as if she was to leave. As she was leaving, she saw a girl in the bathroom closet come out partially naked and heard girls laughing. That was when Blank... Was this a bad time to enter? I mean, is there a good time to enter? You know? Diesel, don't give the Melania movie any money. Guys, you know I watch things like illegally, you know? I do that sometimes. I have been known to do that. Yeah, speaking of the Melania movie, the director of Melania, Brett Ratner, was like ousted from Hollywood for being like a sex pest. Anyway, here's Brett Ratner in the Epstein files. He is the chunky guy. There's Brett Ratner. There's Brett Ratner, the Epstein files. Okay. The Melania movie is like his piece that he has to play. Well, people are saying that the reason the Melania movie exists is so that way he can make Rush Hour 4. It's like a, you know, you give me the Melania movie, and then you can do Rush Hour 4. Diesel, go see Melania in theaters tomorrow. Get the Melania popcorn cup. I think I'll stick to the 3D printed microplastics iron lung one. Thank you. Yep. Wow, that's actually a really bad image for Brett Ratner. All right, guys, there's the guy who did the Melania movie. Oh, God. That's actually crazy. It is just bananas that so many of these guys were like, yes, I know I'm molesting all these people. Let me take a photo while I do it. Wild. Holy shit. Yes, I do believe that I'm a hilariously evil criminal. Please take a photo while I commit this crime. God damn. Hold on, I gotta get rid of I have like fucking 40 tabs open. Let's see. Yes. Oh my God, that's who Howard Lutnick is. Howard Lutnick is the U.S. Secretary of Commerce, by the way. He is also in the president's cabinet. Horrible double feature. Melania movie, Iron Lung, Iron Melania. We need to stop making these things. Barbenheimer was a good moment, all right? Let's not ruin it. Let's see. This is actually insane. To blank from Jeffrey Epstein. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the torture video. Well, okay. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. From Morris Scottkin to Jeffrey Epstein. Great, will do. Keep you posted. Greetings from Singapore. On my way to California to try and understand about the people of Bohemian Grove. From Jeffrey Epstein. Karam is Karam Wade, a very good friend, knows Africa well, son of former president of Senegal. And he, Karam, was Minister of Energy and is looked up to by many continents leaders. Jesus. Oh boy. Let's see if the Bohemian Grove footage is still on Twitter. Hold on. So a guy went into Bohemian Grove recently. And it was like a bunch of footage he took. But I don't think it's up there anymore. I think it got taken down. It's pretty recent too. Pretty recent too. A lot of footage of garbage though. A lot of footage of garbage. Oh,
Footage of Bohemian Grove circulating online.
here we go. This is like, this looks like it. Yeah, this looks like it. I won't play the audio because it's like annoying AI audio, but this is definitely from that. Hold on, let me check it. Okay. Yeah, so a bunch of like schizos ran into Bohemian Grove recently, and they like actually do the thing with like the robes and stuff. Yeah, I showed the Epstein band
Footage of
on
Bohemian Grove circulating.
I showed the footage of Epstein band on Xbox a little earlier. What's crazy that this is so low quality. I swear to God, I've seen this in like full HD, guys. But they like actually like walk around in like robes with all this like Middle Ages filigree and stuff and do all this pomp and circumstance. I don't really know what for, and there's like no good information on it. But they legitimately do the stage thing, and like they have swords and the fucking like there's like a whole fucking audience in robes and stuff. Like it's actually insane. When did the account get banned? I don't. KJ sent it to me. Maybe it's still in our DMs. Hold on. It was like actually some of the most outrageous shit too. Dead air Andy, dead air Andy, dead air Andy. Dead air Andy. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Alex Jones posted it. Alex Jones posted it. Of course he did. Here we go. There's like a 30-minute version of this, but they like actually do. This is coming from the Grove. Dude, that's actually fucking crazy.
What the fuck?
What if this is just like rich people LARP, though? You know, I know like we just talked about the sacrificial baby eating pedophile cult, but what if these are just rich people playing pretend?
The owl is in his leafy temple. May all within the grove be reverent before him.
This is actual performative wealth. But yes, it was a very interesting watch. It's like a 30-minute video. 90% of it is like nothing happens. Like unironically nothing happens. Like insanely boring. Oh, and then he got threatened by the Bohemian Grove too. That also happened. Check the thread. I'm making my way down the thread as fast as possible, guys. Epstein named his bank account Ball. I some of this is definitely I get a little suspicious of some of this because some of it is definitely like engaged with like, you know, thinking that Jewish people rule the world or something like. Oh, like it's just like why is there an Israeli flag there, dude? Baal is a demonic being that was worshipped in ancient Israel by some Hebrews before they converted I don't know about the etymology on this, you know. I just that's like I don't look. I know that like the whole thing right now is that they are like actual fucking devil worshipping pedophiles, but like would they really be so cliche as to also worship a devil? You know, would they also be so cliche? Oh my god. Is it Baal or Moloch? You know that they don't know the difference. That's the problem. Oh shit, that was funny. There's a lot. Q and KJ like fucking speed ran putting these in. But like some of it is like, do you notice that all these Jews do everything? And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down. Not true. I'm Jewish and I worship balls. Yeah, like this, like a lot of this is the problem. A lot of this is like, oh, isn't it interesting how Jeffrey Epstein met with the Rothschilds to discuss coups? For those of you that don't know, Rothschilds are like Jewish bankers who are constantly implicated in New World Order conspiracy theories. But this is like implicating the president of Ukraine. And apparently he also was influenced by the secret deep state. By the way, none of this does anything to like dissuade anybody from thinking about how like the world is probably like this is doing nothing for society in a good way ultimately either. Yeah, it's hard to. That's the problem with a lot of this. It's really hard to parse through this because there's a huge amount of JQ stuff in it. Which, by the way, it seems like the JQ stuff was like also deliberately manipulated by the elites. You love the weird conspiracy stuff. Yeah, but like, there's only so many times I can say that, look, I don't think Jewish people control the world, all right? I don't think that they control the world. I think Epstein's Jewishness is coincidental to the fact that he was a fucking child pedophile, rapist monster, okay? What's JQ? JQ stands for the Jewish question, right? And so a lot of conspiracy theorists on the right believe that basically Jewish people are magic and that they control the world and that they're evil and they're looking to establish a new world order in which they are the top of the ladder. Okay? That is what the JQ is. Also, I do think it's funny that all this stuff happened and QAnon also started on 4chan, which now, thinking about it, maybe Q was good old Jeff all along. That sounds silly. Well, yes. Listen, when I go to a deli and I buy a bagel from the Jewish deli owner, I don't think, man, how does this guy get implicated in a New World Order conspiracy theory? But there are actually people that think that. And it's really hard to decode that from this stuff because, like, Alan Dershowitz is a fucking pedophile. All right, but he's also Jewish. So people will point to that as an example of why it's true. Also, by the way, Nick Fuentes, you notice how he was like all up on being like, oh, Jeffrey Epstein's a great guy. Was it ever said who Q actually is / was? No. No. No, it wasn't. So who could it have been? That's the question, right? Let's see. Oop. Wow, this one's yeah, I've seen this one. This one's fucking fucked. Here, it's so hard to tell what's AI and not now too. Horrible, 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 horrible. Jeffrey Epstein dancing with some woman. I think I can't talk about violence on stream. What is Diddy Blood doing on the calculator? Dude, we had to make AI, but it turns out he does it for free. Yikes. Yikes. Yikes doesn't even begin to cover it, honestly. Mette Marit, Crown Princess of Norway, was allegedly pregnant with Epstein's child. Difficult to see how she can continue in her role. I'm not really familiar with the Norwegian relations. Do you guys like your royals? Diesel, mute the audio and play an ominous song over it. Play the Fnaf ambience. Dude, here we go. Fucking ad block is having. Hold on. There we go. Can we get a looping gif of Markiplier in the top left? You guys are actually fucked up. You guys are fucked up and evil. Hold on. hold on. I need to go find a gif of Markiplier screaming. Guys, I lost where is it? Where is I lost the thing where the ambience is coming from. It's just there now. I can't make it stop. All right. Markiplier bite gif. Here we go. Now I just need to save this. And then I'll put it. We're making art right now. Hold on. Put that. It's just image. And then browse. Dude, the ambience is not helping this. Okay. Right. Hold on. I'll make it here. I'll move this above me. I'm making art. I'm making art. I'm making art. I'm making art. Diesel, can you import GIFs? Yes. I can change the Markiplier. I can use any Markiplier I want. Hello everybody, I'm Markiplier. Is that the pedophile of 87? Guys, wouldn't it be crazy if he ironed his lung right now? Guys, can you guys act like Markiplier is really here right now? Everybody act like this is actually Markiplier. Okay, now play this with spooky music. That's actually fucking a diabolical clip. Hold on. Dude, this is Epstein running with a little girl. Hello, everybody. I'm Markiplier. Holy shit! Is that the pedophile of 87? Hello, buddy. I am Markiplier, and I like iron lungs and unis anus and what's another other Markiplier things? Age-appropriate characters. I like Five Nights at Freddy's. Hello, everybody. I am Markiplier, and I directed Iron Lung. Oh, what a stupid joke. What is this Diddy Blood doing on the calculator? Red Blood Einstein. Was Iron Lung any good? I haven't seen it. I want to. Oh, I found it. I found the GIF. I was looking for that. What is Diddy Blood doing on the countertop? What the fuck is happening in the video? It kind of looks like he's like playing tag with her or something. I don't even know. Oh. Insane. Insane. It is actually crazy the world we're living in, dude. Let's see. How are you? I need a favor. There's a Russian girl from Moscow, name redacted. She's attempting to blackmail a group of powerful businessmen in New York. It is bad for business for everyone involved. She arrived in New York Saturday of last week, staying at the Four Seasons on 57th Street. Suggestions? Yikes. Assumedly nothing good happened to that lady. Yeah. No. Someone in general on the fucking servers like the horror won't end. I was blazing. Dude, fucking, yeah, you're telling me. It is really that bad, dude. Worse than you could possibly imagine. So she's dead, yeah. Yeah, that was them putting a hit. They put a hit out on that lady, and she's dead now. There you go. Oh boy. Let's see. Well, oh, here it is. Here's the clip. Here's what I was looking for. There we go. This is from the lady who was talking about the day babies thing earlier. So that lady was killed. She died under mysterious circumstances. There was also another guy who in 2022 ended up washing up on a beach. And he also said something similar. Yeah, she disappeared. There's another fella who, let's see if I have the tweet. On the calculator, blood Einstein. Okay. This is insane. Holy shit. His tweet is crazy. CIA and Mossad pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking entrapment blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico and the Caribbean islands. They're going to frame me with a laptop planted by my ex-GF who was a spy. They will torture me to death. What? Okay. Crazy, right? Makes you think. Yeah, he died the same day. I really do hope that there's like actually like a real life James Bond or like an Agent 47. And it's like, hello, Agent 47. The good deep state has decided that we're going to kill the bad deep state. We need you to actually go do something about this. And then they actually do something about it. That'd be really nice. You know, like yeah. I need a drink, you're telling me. This is the type of shit someone is found, bound, shot 17 times back in the head, and somehow ruled an accident. Yeah. Yeah, what do we do about this? Well, you know, it's kind of hard to say anything on YouTube. But do you guys know that Whitest Kids You Know sketch? You know the one. I don't even need to say which one. You know the one. That would be a good start. That's just a joke. But, you know, it's only January. Yeah, I know. I believe that change is on the horizon. I was listening to an interview with Baltimore's mayor from the lemonade stand. You know, it's not illegal to say. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty bad. I'm not even going to say. But I have hope for the future, you know. But whatever that future holds, who the fuck knows? This is crazy though. This is quite the nightcap on January, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Yeah, there's a French Revolution or two in here for sure. It's only been a month, guys. We might live to see the end of the grand experiment. I don't think I want to be in America if that happens, but we'll see. I don't know how many more cabinets I got left in me. Yeah, me too. That and also very deathly afraid of the world, but like also, yeah. Yeah. You think we'll just get GTA 6 at this point? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That was crazy though. I'm really glad that I did that on stream than in the silence of my room alone. That made it more bearable, I think, you know. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with drama, I guess.